Y'all, the Texas Republicans may have just shot themselves in the dick with their gerrymandering. So when they draw the maps and do the redistricting, sometimes they can get a little overconfident about which voters are going to show up for them, and they can spread their maps a little too thin. And they actually have a term for this. It's called dummy mandering. Gerrymandering is where they draw the maps so that the districts can actually absorb the votes from the opposition. It's basically like an entire school has a pizza party, and each classroom gets to decide what kind of pizza they're going to have. And if the majority of the people vote for pineapple on the pizza, then that's what everybody is getting. Now, the school board wants as many pineapple pizzas as possible, so they take the pineapple-loving kids and they put them into a lot of the classrooms where they might just get a thin majority so that whole classroom has to have pineapple pizza now. Now with dummy mandering, they spread those pineapple kids just a little bit too thin. Instead of giving them a safe majority, they just try and give them just a basic majority so that they can just win the classroom. But there are people who are kind of burned out on pineapple or dissatisfied with pineapple, or they get talked into pepperoni by one of their friends instead of saying, let's not go with what you want to get. Let's get what I want to get this time. The idea of gerrymandering is stacking the game in your favor, but if you spread it a little too thin, you may not get the results that you're wanting to get. Another thing that the Republicans are doing that's a little bit short-sighted is that they're counting on the Hispanic vote, because they carried a lot of that in the last election. But what they're not taking into account is that a lot of them are really pissed off at Republicans right now because they promised that they were just going to get rid of the criminal element. But instead, they started taking their family members or their friends or their co-workers or their lawn people in their maid service. So they tried stacking the deck, but they may have dummy mandered themselves into a losing game. It's political overconfidence at its finest, because there are more Democratic voters in Texas than there are Republican voters, but the Republicans don't seem to understand that. And there's this thing about voters. They're more likely to show up if they're angry than they are to say thank you, you've been doing a great job. But now a lot of these people are seeing that Trump lied about everything that he promised except for the racism, and that's not helping them that much. Prices are up, inflation is up, unemployment is up, and everybody is pissed off. Republicans may have done more than just redrawing the map. They may have also drawn a target on their own backs. So if it doesn't work out the way that they're expecting it to, it's not going to be gerrymandering so much as it's going to be the biggest, baddest dummy mandering in our history. Because when you gamble democracy for power, then you deserve to lose both. And if that's not poetic justice, I don't know what is.